Hello everyone, Agent Gold here. Welcome back to my mini Let's Play of Final Fantasy VI. When we left off last time, we befriended Gau, and he told us about this shiny treasure that he's got. He said that it was in Crescent Mountain. We're standing outside it now, ready to go in, so let's see if we can find the thing. I don't know why they seem so confused here, because it's pretty obvious that this is the right place and that he's looking for the treasure. But I guess just in case you weren't paying attention, they want to remind you. Yeah, where exactly is it? Ah! Alright, let's see if we can find it. Should have mentioned this in the last video because the Velt song was the only thing playing throughout the whole thing. But it's another song that I really like. It sounds sort of... well, I looked up the word Velt, and it apparently refers to any number of places in Africa. And the song sounds almost like a blend between African and Arabian. Is that done? Is that a thing? I don't even know. Well, I found a potion over here. Not exactly what we were looking for, but it's something. So what else can we find? Looks like he's got something. Or maybe he's just pulling another trick on Sabin. Someone needs to teach that boy the value of money. Or what money is in the first place, I don't know. Is that the thing? That's the thing. I didn't call attention to it before, but that man in Mobliz said that their only diving helmet had been stolen, and this appears to be it. So remember that ocean current that he was telling us about that would get us to another town? Well, we've got our chance to check it out right over here. I know it's a simple joke, but I will just about always laugh at lines like that. Alright, we're moving on. So is he gonna stay here at the place he's known as home his whole life, or go with his new friends? Well, what do you think he's gonna do? Alright, so we jumped in. Sabin seems to like jumping into rivers a lot, doesn't he? I mean, he jumped off the raft against the octopus, he jumped into the waterfall, he jumped into this. But it's a fast way of going places, no one can argue that. So the last rage that I picked up was this one, Lesser Locklos. And the reason that I like it is because, well, for one thing, it's flying. And since flying is pretty much nothing but beneficial, I always like to have him flying. The other reason is an attack that it has, which can only ever hit all enemies at once. So there's no chance of him using it against a single enemy. He's going to hit all enemies if he uses the special attack. And I think I'll just be having him use that one in here since there's going to be a number of enemies. So this is the only real control I have here, left or right. It's right by default, and if you go right, you get these little break areas where you can use healing items if you need them. And here's the attack. and there are some treasures for you to find. So this first time you come here, it's pretty much a good idea to stay to the right and get the treasures. If you ever come back here, and there is one good reason to come back through here once, but if you do, you could make the trip a little bit quicker by going left instead of right. So let's see where we end up. In a little cave area. I don't think I've taken any damage yet, have I? That's impressive. Of course, I'm not paying that much attention, so I could be wrong. Nothing worth healing anyway. This kind of moment always frightened me when I was younger, because I felt like I was... Am I supposed to be controlling something here? Am I going entirely the wrong way because I'm not pushing any buttons? And then I would start pressing buttons and, hey, I think I'm affecting something. And, nah, it's just a visual sequence. Nothing to worry about. I think these things have got some pretty powerful attacks, like lightning magic or something, so it's a good idea to get rid of them as fast as we can. Did we do the second right turn? I am spacing right now. I don't even know. But I guess that tells you how laid back this kind of a sequence actually is. Okay. I don't think there's any random encounters in these little cave areas. There's a treasure over there. I want it. How do I get it? Well, I'll show you how to get it. It's actually so simple you can't miss it. So that stairway's covered with water. There's a switch over here, which opened up a hole that drained the water. Jumping down holes always seems a little dubious, but here we are. And here's the treasure we saw. Another green beret. That's pretty nice. I know I mentioned it before, but I did not go looking for those enemies that would let me stock up on them, so the one Sabin's got and the one we just found are the two that we have to go with. Alright, that was the last of the left and right junctions, so now it's just a matter of riding the current and seeing where we end up. I think sometimes there's another battle in there, but here's the town. I think it's called Nikia. So, what have we got here? First thing we see is this ship. Well, if we hop aboard the ship, that will end this this little quest. So before we go, let's just have a look at this town. That's kind of the big attraction here, is shopping for imported goods. There's a bunch of shops around here. I'll do my shopping off-screen so you don't have to see me worrying about, do I have enough to afford this? How many of these do I need? And different stuff like that. So I'll just do that part on my own. But I think there's like, the only interesting place here is this pub. So let's go inside the pub and see what we have to see here. So there's this kind of flashy girl over here. Okay, she's flirting with Sabin. Or no, maybe she's flirting with Cyan. Oh no, 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 no. I'm going to pretend she was talking about her hips. How does that sound? I can't tell if he's joking or not. I'm actually in agreement with Cyan here. I've never been a fan of these flashy girls. I actually find modest girls more attractive. That's just me, so... Okay, that's that. So, what about you? Oh, we saw that man. Way back at the beginning. Well, I guess that explains what happened to him. Well, that's just too bad. threw out his own kid like that. 13 years ago, guy was actually 13 years old, so kid would be about the same age as him. Old man said something about the Veldt, so he must have known about it. Maybe that kid ended up on the Veldt. Poor thing would have been eaten by monsters unless it managed to figure out how to survive. Hey, you don't think... Well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do a skip here and do my shopping because there's some stuff that'll be handy in the next part of the game, so you wait there. Alright, so let's get on this ship and get going. They're gonna go to South Figaro, which is where Locke was trapped, but they're gonna have an easier way out that we don't see here. You can come back later in the game and see how they escaped. It's just a simple trick that the ship's owner helps him out with. So this is where Sabin's story ends, but I do have one more video in mind. It's going to be mostly action, and it's going to be a good climactic and closing point for this whole deal. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye out for the finale. And otherwise, thanks for following along with this. I hope you had fun with it. I hope you understand the game a bit more. And I'll see you around.